It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
Me, Ernest Hancock, here each and every day on the LRN.FM network from beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, from the beautiful studios of Freedom's Phoenix Farm, where we're getting ready. And we're getting ready because we know we need to be getting ready, and there's a lot of people know to get ready, and some people are helping them get ready. Imagine this. Imagine you had someone that traveled the world that was doing like, a restaurant evaluator. You know, you have someone that's doing a review on the restaurant. Do they announce who they are? Do they say who they are? Do they say when they're coming? Do they, say, hey, let the chef know I'm here and give me the best deal and I'll review it? Heck no. No, you go incognito, man. You're traveling the world. You're sharing your experiences with people that support what you're doing, want to know what you're finding out, that will even pay to know what you're doing, or certainly find it of value. Well, we have someone that we've been able to give you guys for free on Freedom's Phoenix. Over the past couple of months, we've been featuring him a great deal. Simon Black, the Sovereign Man, sovereignman.com. Now, Simon Black, he's an international investor, entrepreneur, he's a permanent traveler and a free man. And a quote from his bio here, I believe that in order to achieve true freedom, you have to be able to make money, control your time, and eliminate the mindset that you are subject to a corrupt government that is bent on degrading your personal liberty. This blog is dedicated to those principles, and I provide concise, actionable information each day to help you achieve those ends. And we are very privileged to have Simon Black on the show today. Simon, I got you there?
You absolutely have me here. Thank you for that very kind and generous introduction.
Oh, it's accurate. I mean, we got to be accurate here, man. I need somebody out there that is finding out where we can find freedom. Because a lot of times, it's really simple. There are those that just want to be left alone, and there are those that just won't leave them alone. And it's obvious that here in the United States, they're not leaving us alone. Tell us, where are they leaving you alone? Is there a place?
There's a lot of places, honestly, and that's the thing. I'm surprised. I think particularly in the United States, people have kind of been beaten down for so long. They think that every place in the world is exactly the same, and they think, well, there's no place in the world that you can go to escape, and it's this sort of feeling of fatality. Everybody just expects that every place in the world is exactly the same. There's no freedom anywhere in the world. It's just not true. That's not true. And I spend time all over the world. I've been to, well over 100 different countries, and this is what I do every day. I'm just traveling constantly. It's actually a rare occasion that I'm here in the United States right now. I'm in Denver, and I had some business in New York a couple weeks back. And what I tell people is, when I come through and do the customs and immigration thing, it's such a painful and horrible experience. I always like to stick around for a couple of weeks to sort of maximize my my benefit on going through that pain and agony at the border. But I'm getting out of here in just a couple of days. I'm heading down to South America, to one of my favorite countries in the world, which is Chile. I've really been pounding the table pretty hard on Chile. I think it is. I think it's one of the countries that I consider the new America, kind of place where you can work hard. You're left alone to work hard. You can prosper. It is a thriving, growing economy that is based on a lot of different industries, primarily copper. So it's a strong resource-based economy.
Okay, now wait a minute. Let's get back to, we're going to Chile because why? I mean, why are they leaving me alone? Is it a cultural thing? Is it?
Well, Yeah, I mean, it's a cultural thing, and it's
well, they haven't always been that way, though.
No, and that's the thing too. Is a lot of people have these ideas that because there was a military dictatorship, 20, 30 years ago, that's the way it is today. I mean, you can certainly learn something from history, but it's it's not always a predictor of what's going to happen in the future. In Chile, for the last since the 90s for sure, has been a place where the free market has come to thrive. And it's a place where the government does leave you alone. It's a very flat, fairly transparent government where, it's a low regulation system where, I mean, they just don't have these massive budgets to develop spy agencies and police agencies and all these kinds of things to go and, track.
Are they part of the coalition of the willing? They got a military? They're at war with somebody? Are they supporting our wars? What role do they play in foreign policy?
It's not a thing. They do have a military, but you don't see Chileans around the world deployed to foreign lands, waging war, dropping bombs on people. It's just not their thing. It's just not what they do. And in my opinion, that some of these small countries, and you find that these smaller countries, they don't have the budgets for these, for the bombs and for the police and for the, for the regulatory agencies and the tax agencies and all these kinds of things, where they develop legions of bureaucrats who don't have anything to do but harass, productive people and confiscate their wealth and make it more difficult for them to get things done. I think, smaller, countries that have growing and developing economies are some of the best places to be in that respect.
Well, I remember one of the countries, I think it was Estonia. Didn't you have good things to say about Estonia?
I like all the Baltics in general. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. I like all these places. Estonia is the best one of the three, honestly. I think because it has the strongest economy and it has the flattest regulatory structure, the lowest taxes. The corporate tax rate in Estonia, and in many cases, is zero. So pretty tough to beat.
They're not in the EU yet, but they want to be. Why?
No, Estonia is in the EU.
Oh, they are.
And yeah, they are. They are in the EU. So remember, there's a difference between being in the EU and being in the Eurozone. So there's a lot of member countries that are in the European Union, but they still have their own currency. So like Poland is a great example of a country that's in the European Union, which the benefit of that is it's part of the the borderless Schengen area, so you can go from Poland and drive all the way to Portugal if you want, without really any border patrols or anything like that. In a way, it's like going from South Carolina into Georgia. No big deal, right? But Poland still has its own currency. Estonia is also, all the Baltics are in the European Union, so they're part of that borderless Schengen area is what they call it. Estonia actually just this year switched over to the euro, and for the life of me, I'm still scratching my head wondering why. Yeah, exactly. I mean, why would you go from a currency that you still control to a currency that is constantly being debased by?
Okay, now this is my point. When we come back, we'll dwell on this a little bit more. But this is kind of my point. My point is that things change overnight. Right. So we have in Latin America a lot of opportunities. I speak a little Spanish, so I'm just like, I picked it up pretty quick. I could be okay right up until I'm not. And I need to know when I'm not. What am I looking at that's buffering me? Is it a cultural thing? Is it a philosophical thing that's starting to rise? Are we trending in a certain direction? Is there rising up of the people like we're seeing in Arabic-speaking countries? What is the trend in the future? And that's what we're going to find out from Simon Black, the sovereign man, because when we come back from the break, he's going to be able to explain to us why it is that these countries are trending this way. And we need someone out there doing exactly what Simon does, is testing the water, making sure that we know where we can go. Because the one thing I want to talk about also when we come back, who are the people listening to Simon? Who are the people that are extracting wealth from this country because they know it's on the chopping block, because they know that they are the target. They know when a government finally goes down, when you hit hyperinflation, when they're looking for everything that they can get from somebody, where do they go? The people that got it. And the people that got it are glad that Simon Black's out there making sure that they know where to go when times get bad. Are they bad enough? We'll talk about that when we come back here on Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, and Simon Black, SovereignMan.com.